What's up, YouTube? I got something pretty different to tie tonight, something I don't get a chance to tie very often. Got some jig heads in the mail from Enrique Savadera, Bloomington, Illinois. I got a bunch of them to try out, test. I'm going to tie him up some. I've kind of messed around with a few today. It's an 1/8 ounce pill head with eyes in it. And you can see with that eye, you've got, you got silver, red, black. There's a lot of colors you can do with this jig head and not really come out wrong. It's one of those jig heads that you can experiment with the different colors. I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do with it. And once I start getting a little bit better, I'll show everybody how I make those jig heads, how I glue those eyes in and make sure they're never going to come off. But like I said, 1/8 ounce pill head, number 4 sickle hook. The good thing about tying jig heads like these is you have got so much room right here around the back. You can go a small profile jig body, you can build it up to a big profile jig body. It's kind of up to you on this. There's a lot of ways you could tie a jig like this, a lot of colors you can put into it, but we're gonna do some blue and we're gonna do some gray saddle hackle. I think I'm gonna do probably mainly blue with some silver in it. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting my hackle feathers, length of the shaft, plus the length of the shaft. And we're gonna go with right now we're gonna go with 2 blue, and we're gonna go with one gray one. And like I said, all my hackle, pretty much all my Chanel comes from Plateau Fly Shop in Springfield. They are right now working on an online store. They've got a new owner taking over, and he's thinking maybe sometime around the 4th of May is about when he takes over, and he's going to start working on that online store. So be patient with them. They're working on it. They know everybody's wanting it. Let's tie this baby up. Let's go with, I started out thinking I was going to do a blue body on it, but I think I'm going to go with something that's got a little more color in it than that. And we're starting out with 140 Ultra Thread. And get the sticker off the back of it. We might just poke right through it and use it, but come off. So let's get that hooked up. If I can find the tag end. There it is right there. Started a little bit of a mess there. I was kind of worried. I didn't think I was going to be able to get it out from underneath the spacer on the back side. Sometimes if your spool of thread, you got this yellow spacer on the back of it. If it's in your bobbin and it's super, super tight, take that yellow spacer out. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes you'll get some thread that don't have that spacer, and if it'll attach and go in, you can use it on other ones. I save all those. We're gonna get our silver thread here up in the bobbin. Gonna give our jig head here a nice coat of Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. And we're gonna put a heavy thread base down on top of it. And the thread I'm using on this is a little bit light for as big as this jig's gonna be. But if you're careful with it and you don't pull it too overly tight, you shouldn't have any problems with it. And we're going to cut our tag end off, and we are going to start with our blue and silver on there. And the silver blends in really good with the blue. You can almost hardly even tell it's there. So we might end up going with another silver piece of hackle in that. cut another piece of silver before we add that last blue one back in. I think we're gonna go with one that's just a little more broad. And we're gonna lay it right on top of the other blue one. Just like so. Got two of them stacked up right on top of each other. And we're gonna go with the silver one facing out and see if that makes it show up just a little bit better. It's not too bad, I like it. Since we got a little bit of red in that eye, I'm gonna throw a little bit of red in the very back end of that too. I've actually already got one cut laying here. And so I cut it really small. We're gonna start it really close to the back. And that's what we got so far for our body. That's how we got it going. I like the red in the eye, the red accent in the tail. I was hoping that would come out just like I thought it would, and it did. It come out kind of nice looking. And we're gonna add some, I'm not really sure what kind of flash I want to add to that. Let's go with something kind of wide. I can't remember the exact size of this, but it's, like I said, it's pretty wide. That's what we got. And I might even throw, I think we're gonna put a piece of blue in there too. And I just lost my red one down on the floor, so we're gonna cut another one. We're gonna cut it more to size. And what I'm gonna do, to get it here in my clumsy old fingers, we're gonna lay that jig a little bit on its side. And we're gonna tie this blue one in to where it is going down the side of that jig. We're gonna trim it off. And then we're gonna roll it the other way and we're gonna put the red one on that side. It's got a little bit of a bend in it. And I'm gonna put that bend, I'm gonna try to put that bend where it's facing up. I might have got it. So now we got two pieces of flash in it. Red one and a blue one. We're gonna trim that blue one down just a little bit. I think I'm gonna trim the red one down just a little bit too and make it just a little bit shorter. Like so. So far coming out good. Like I said, this is an experimental jig. I've never tied one. And I love getting a jig head that I've never used. Especially one like that where you can glue the eyes in. I swore I would not get into doing jig heads with eyes. But here I am. I swore I'd never paint jig heads, but here I am. And this chenille I'm using is a medium rainbow chenille. And there is, you'll see here, I got a little piece there laying left over. There's quite a few different colors in that. Kind of almost looks like something you'd put on your Christmas tree. I'll tie it in right there at the neck. Get all the way back down to where your thread stopped at the, a little bit past the tip of the hook point. And we'll come back up. Gonna give our jig another coat just to make sure our chenille stays on. Then we're gonna wrap that baby up. I'm kind of excited to see it all done. It's gonna be a really nice looking jig. And we're gonna wrap it, and when we do, we're gonna kind of overlap about halfway on the one before that. Remember, when you stop, you want to be on the other side of your jig head, on the other side of your thread. Pull Chanel back over. A couple more good wraps right there. A couple more right here. Let's trim that Chanel off. Let's do the whip finish. Do one more. I like the way that turned out. That is a very nice looking jig. The jig head made all the difference in time. That body, the eyes in it. There's a lot of things that contribute to making that jig look good. The, you know, color of the Chanel, the color of the eyes, the color of the hackle, the flash, and it was all experimental. You know, I encourage you, you get a jig, you don't have to tie it exactly the way somebody else does or use the color somebody else does. Experiment, go out on your own. That's what we got. That's a nice looking jig. I really like that. I love those contrasting colors, a little bit of red in the eye, a little bit of red in the tail, the blue, the red flash. Like I said, experiment with your jigs. Try something different every once in a while. And we're gonna tie one more that's definitely going to be different. I get a lot of people that ask me for these, the hatchet head. A lot of people are using these. A lot of people swear they glide through the water a little bit easier, a little less resistance on your jig. You can feel a few more hits as it's coming through the water. You can feel fish tap on it just a little bit better. I think it's kind of, I don't know, it's definitely different. There's no doubt about that. So let's do something with this. Honestly, I think we're going to do the exact same thing with the blue hackle and just have two of them like that are about the same color, but just a different style jig head. Let's go all blue on this one. All blue hackle. One. I'm not using the V's, I'm using the hoe and tip of that feather. Three, let's go one more. And then let's throw some red in there. Hopefully I still got one left. This will all get to where I'm tying really small jigs with. I save all these because I like how it ties into the really small jigs, 1/32. Got a whole other pack here. One big nice red one right there is sticking out, just waiting for me to put it in a jig. There we go. So we're gonna take blue one, gonna stack the red right on top of it. We're gonna tie that one in. Oh, we got a little twist there. I don't really like that. But the way it laid, we're going to live with it. And what I was planning on doing was just like completely sandwiching that red in between all that blue. And we could probably still accomplish that. I got one more blue left over and I'm gonna throw it in there. Like I said, this is kind of experimental jigs that I don't normally do, but you might start seeing a lot more of them. And we are going to put some blue tinsel flash in it. Fold it over, make your ends meet. And that was a pretty long piece, so we're going to pull those ends back up. We're going to tie it back in again. I might have missed one. I did. Cut that one off back there in the back. We got like 3-4 pieces of flash going in that. We're going to use the same rainbow tinsel Chanel. Stuff flying everywhere. We'll coat her down. And like I said, it's basically the same jig as I tied a few minutes ago, just with the hatchet head style jig head. We're gonna wrap our Chanel. Like I said, overlapping each wrap, kind of build it up. When I got these out of the package today, I just found a color and heated them up and painted them. It happened to be candy blue that I painted them with. There we go. Glue it down. And there it is. The old hatchet head. It's definitely different. A lot of people are using them. A lot of people like them. I'm curious to try it. I'm curious to see how it turned out. But I'd have to say tonight, this one's definitely by far my favorite. I like that one. I like that one too. First time ever tying them, first time gluing the eyes in. Not really that hard. Once I get it down just a little bit better, I'll probably do a video on how I glue those eyes down. I actually use the UV resin on them. Hopefully they'll be there for life. That is all I got for tonight. I'm gonna hang it up, call it a night. Questions, comments, let me know. Don't forget, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Let me know what you want to see. We're going to start doing live videos on Sunday now that I got my internet all fixed. I had the kids come down and put in a Wi-Fi booster. It should be working a lot better. But I look forward to seeing your comments. I appreciate every single subscriber I got. You don't know how much that means and how much it helps my channel when you subscribe. So please like, share, subscribe, and until next time, see you guys.